Welcome back into another video of the Arizona Sports Fan. Thank you so very much for coming back, guys. I really do appreciate it. Now, today we're going to talk about part 2, Week 16 NFL matchup, Arizona Cardinals versus the San Francisco 49ers. I'm very, very excited about this game, not only for the possibility for the Arizona Cardinals to go into the playoffs, but also for the possibility to really find out, scoreboard watching, who's going to make it to the playoffs. And obviously, we'll all be keeping our fingers crossed and hoping that the Arizona Cardinals are one of those teams going into the playoffs here. Let's go ahead and dive into this matchup deeper. Roll that intro. Guys, welcome back. Now, like I mentioned before in the intro, I wanted to talk about Week 16 preview, Arizona Cardinals versus the San Francisco 49ers, Part 2. Now, the first game was basically all that I hoped it to be, a really close game. Jimmy Garoppolo trying to, bring his team back to win, but obviously the Arizona Cardinals end up becoming victorious. So now this time around, the San Francisco 49ers, this late into the season, had so many different injuries that's going on. If it wasn't injuries, it was being put on the list that, currently is going on. They probably didn't have a fair chance in, this season in general. This season wasn't their season at all. Every other week, there was a wide receiver hurt. Their star tight end, Kittle, was, hurt off and on during the season. Jimmy Garoppolo's never was able to stay healthy this season. So it was just kind of an unfortunate circumstance going on for the San Francisco 49ers. But, the Arizona Cardinals are having a better season this year so far. So our next matchup is going to be against the San Francisco 49ers. Now, they are currently using State Farm Stadium as their home stadium at the moment, because everything that's going on in California right now, they're not allowing them to use their own stadium to, play their home game. So they're currently renting out or using the State Farm Stadium as their own home for the time being in the 2020 season. Now, as of right now, the Arizona Cardinals have an opportunity to go into the playoffs. They just need to make sure they need to take care of business and what they need to take care of. Now, we do have 2 games left in the 2020 season. Really stoked to figure out what the Cardinals are going to do. But the San Francisco 49ers officially have been eliminated from playoff contention. But it doesn't mean they're going to lay down to the Arizona Cardinals. They're going to try everything they possibly can to play spoiler. They're not going to be like, oh, thank you so very much. You let us use your stadium. We'll let you win this game. That's not going to happen. Most likely the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers is going to be none other than Nick Mullins. He's played pretty decently so far as a backup quarterback. He's gotten some wins for the 49ers this year, but I don't think he's any more than a backup quarterback. I really don't know what's going to be the progression and what's going to happen with Jimmy Garoppolo, because this is not only Jimmy Garoppolo's year of being hurt. This is probably his second or third time of being hurt, and I don't think the San Francisco 49ers are taking this very lightly, and I don't think they're really happy with him at this very moment. So you possibly can very well maybe see them release Jimmy Garoppolo, or maybe even try to find a trading asset to kind of get rid of him. Like I mentioned earlier here, San Francisco 49ers have a lot of injuries throughout the season, so I really don't know who's going to be playing. There are some rumors out there that George Kittle is trying to make himself play this game because he wants to obviously play football, but I think the San Francisco 49ers might have a different plan in set. They might hold him back. Deebo Samuel's another one here that seemed to come back, but now is hurt again. They might hold him back. Raheem Mostert is not getting as much snaps as we all thought he was going to get. So there's also all those possibilities here of the stars that they had in the San Francisco 49ers that might not play this game. But everything can change here. Right now, it's barely Tuesday, so we have, 4 games until Saturday, until we, have the kickoff here, San Francisco 49ers versus the Arizona Cardinals. So we'll wait to go ahead and see who's going to be playing. But honestly, I think the Arizona Cardinals have some luck going into this matchup. I don't think that this is going to be an easy matchup for the Arizona Cardinals to win. Absolutely not. This is going to be a division game. And I always say any given Sunday. Although this game is going to be on Saturday, any given Sunday is the way I want to approach every single game from here on out. The Arizona Cardinals have the 7th seed right now. But if they mess up, if they can't take care of the business that they need to take care of, we have the Chicago Bears that are sniffing, in our backsides currently right now. And they're waiting. They're hoping for us to continue to lose games so they can go ahead and get that 7th seed. So we need to make sure that we take care of business right away. Here's some keys to success here on my end. I want to say number one thing is going to be Cliff Kingsbury calling a great game plan throughout the game. Now, throughout the 2020 season here, Cliff Kingsbury has had some really good games in as far as like play call, time management, all that stuff. But there's also some times that he's kind of looked pretty questionable. I think it's very, very important for Cliff Kingsbury to call an awesome, game. It's really important, to be honest with you. I love the game plan that we had coming into playing the Philadelphia Eagles. We're throwing the ball deep. I mean, I know that, it's not really up to Cliff Kingsbury as to who is, getting the ball thrown. It's all due to Kyler Murray. It's really due to his instincts, who he thinks it's open, all that different stuff. But it's all due to coaching. Cliff Kingsbury can pull Kyler Murray to the side and say, hey, sometimes you just need to let the ball fly. And if you have DeAndre Hopkins out there, more times than not, he's going to catch that ball. So I love the approach that we had here, chucking some balls deep down. If it wasn't DeAndre Hopkins, then we were doing it to Larry Fitz. If it wasn't Larry Fitz, then we were doing it to Dan Arnold as well. So love the things that we're seeing currently right now. I just hope we can translate it to the next week and continue to ride that type of mentality. Now, another key to success here, I honestly think our defense is playing lights out right now. Yes, I understand they're not the best defense out there, but they're coming up with some key plays, multiple sack games. That's the type of game that I want to see again. Whether you want to say it's Hassan Reddick, whether you want to say it's Byron Murphy, Patrick Peterson, Drake Kirkpatrick, Jordan Hicks, anybody on that defense, Buda Baker out there, man, we are just playing really, really good type of football, and I want to continue seeing this trend and progressing our defense. At one point, our defense was kind of the low light of the season. Now, this was the beginning of the season, and a lot of people wanted to get Vance Joseph fired, but there was a turnaround that happened. It might be because we have more healthy players this year compared to last year, but players are being used and utilized a lot better this year, and I'm super excited to see the progression of Hassan Reddick. Dennis Gardick is coming up and getting multiple sack games. So if we can continue to get productivity from these type of players, I feel like sky's the limit for this defense here. Yes, we're not going to be a defense that's going to shut you out. That's not the type of defense that we are. We have some veterans back there like Patrick Peterson that does everything he possibly can, but it's obvious that he still gets burned when he's going against younger type wide receivers. So our defense is going to play a big part in this game here, making sure that they hold up against Nick Mullins, making sure that they go ahead and disrupt him whenever they possibly can, send some Buda Baker blitzes, send some blitzes just in general, make him uncomfortable back there, and I feel like this game can go our way, but it needs to be executed correctly. Our last key to success here, and it's going to be something that we've used multiple times throughout the season here, being that Kyler Murray needs to play lights out. There's a stat somewhere out there that like if he runs the ball less than 50 yards or like less than 5 times, then we most likely will lose the game. So I think it's really important that Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray get together and say, hey, we don't want to make your legs the primary factor of, your career, because a big hit can definitely knock somebody's career out in a heartbeat. And that's something we do not want to see from Kyler Murray. But we do want to make sure that the explosiveness, him being under center, little stuff like that, showing different looks for the defense really keeps them on their toes. And Kyler Murray basically is a dual threat type of quarterback. He can take off and, get 20 yards, 15 yards, 25 yards, anything like that. So to give fear to their defense is just going to make us a lot better. I love the fact that we're putting Kyler Murray under center. Yes, sometimes the play calls aren't the best. Sometimes they're not executed right, but they're still giving the defense different looks. And that's all really that I asked for. I want to see Kyler Murray, pull the ball and run the ball at least, 5 to 6 times. Nothing too crazy, but just something to kind of keep the defense honest, to really find out, hey, we need to figure out exactly what's going on, and if he's going to do this, then he might, this might happen. So we need to make sure that they're constantly thinking of the threat of Kyler Murray. And once that happens, I think, sky's the limit for our offense as well. We all live and die by the play of Kyler Murray. If he doesn't have a good game, we are not going to win this game. If he has a fantastic game, another game like he had against the Eagles game, yes, he had some mistakes. Yes, he fumbled the ball, and also an interception that was a boneheaded move, but that's stuff that he can clean up along his career. This is only his second year within the NFL right now, and he was listed off as a Pro Bowler, which is awesome. It's really cool to see your second-year quarterback being in the Pro Bowl, but to me, I don't really care about all that different stuff. It's more of a popularity contest to me. I care more about the team specifically. I love Kyler Murray as a player. I'm glad he's my quarterback, but the bottom line is, All this other little stuff, Pro Bowl, it means nothing to me. It doesn't get us the Lombardi for our Arizona Cardinals. So here's the truth of the matter here. Kyler Murray needs to play lights out like he played against the Eagles game, and I think we'll have some success moving forward here, guys. But definitely let me know what you guys think here in the comments below. Don't forget to drop a like on this video, and if you're new, please consider subscribing to the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. All right, guys, that's all I got for this episode. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'm out. Thank you.